One of the biggest financial challenges many families face is long-term care costs. So for today's Wealth Talk, Gary Garrison of Asset Protection Wealth Management joins us to share some ways to protect yourself and your loved ones from overwhelming expenses. Gary, this is a great topic. I think a lot of people
Thank you.
can
Thank
relate
you.
to.
And happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
That time,
It sure is. Have you done all your Christmas shopping yet?
Most of it.
Okay.
Fortunately, my wife takes care of that, so she does a great job.
Well, I took your advice from last segment into consideration about try not to overspend.
Right.
And I really think I did stay within my budget.
Good for you. Keep an eye on those credit cards.
I'm listening to you. Okay, so let's talk about those top 5 ways to protect against long-term care costs, starting with long-term care insurance. What do we need to know about this?
Yeah, first of all, before I dive into that, it's important to know the potential expense that this is for people, and they need to plan for it or it might derail their retirement. So the average length of stay in a nursing home is 3.2 years, and the cost per year is now $100,000. So if you think about it, that's $320,000 that if you don't plan for it, you might have to pay out of your 401k, IRA, or any other savings. And if there's 2 people, that's $640. So it's something you definitely want to plan for because it could derail your retirement. So long-term care insurance is probably the most traditional way of protecting and covering for that. It's been out for a number of years. And it can give you some safety and security knowing you have that coverage to make those payments for you. The thing with long-term care insurance, though, is it's gotten so expensive. You know, the premiums have been going up literally every year for some time now, and it's kind of gotten prohibitive. And, you know, you have to pay those premiums the rest of your life to keep the coverage, and you don't get anything back for it if you don't use it. So there's nothing wrong with having that, but there's some better ways to account for it.
The second one is health savings accounts.
Yes, the old HSA accounts. Those are accounts that the government allows you to set up and put $4,100 a year in, and there's some tax advantages to that type of account. You know, the money that grows in there is tax-free, and when you take it out, it's tax-free as long as you meet certain criteria. And so that's one way you can save some money for that. And there's other medical expenses that it covers as well. But you think about it, you'll have to have that account a long time to amass that kind of money in there to help yourself pay those expenses. So.
Third one, hybrid life insurance policies.
Yes, and this seems to be the one that's trending up. A lot of my clients have this, and there's a lot of talk on social media about it. But it's a kind of a hybrid plan. It's not your traditional life insurance, but it's life insurance that also includes long-term care. It also builds up rapid cash value. So, you know, there's 3 things in life that can happen. You can live too long, die too soon, or get sick along the way. This plan covers all 3 of those.
Okay.
So you're just leveraging some of your assets to put in the policy. It gets paid up after 5 or 10 years, and all the benefits that are paid out of it can be tax-free.
So that sounds like a pretty good option.
It's a really good option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth one, Medicaid planning.
Yeah, we don't get into Medicaid a whole lot, but Medicaid planning has very strict income and asset requirements. So we usually recommend that you seek out an elder law attorney for Medicaid planning. And you basically, I mean, you have to be impoverished to qualify for it, quite frankly. So we don't see that very often. But on a national level, Medicaid pays for 42% of long-term care benefits. So.
A broad one here, creating a financial plan.
This is the fun one.
Yeah.
This is basically where you're self-funding your coverage, where you just set up a plan, an investment. It's not tied to the government. There's no advantages other than you're just building up a separate account, not your 401k, but you're building up a separate account and that you can amass money to help self-fund and to pay for those long-term care costs out of your own pocket. You've earmarked money for that in this separate account. You can be very aggressive, you know, and grow money in there and, you know, utilize that specifically for long-term care. And then if you don't, you know, end up needing it, thankfully, you've got a pot of money there to utilize for retirement.
Gotcha.
And I want to mention one other thing. This is 401k season, and it's approaching the end of the year, and people are, you know, moving jobs, retiring, what have you, and they have a 401k that they need to think about what to do with. And I just want to offer to the viewers to get a free copy of a download of the best things to do with long-term care, with a 401k rollover before you do it. Ways to avoid expenses and costs that you didn't know about. And you can go to our landing page at your401krollovers.com, click on that and you can download a guide that will help navigate you through that process.
Oh, Gary, that's very, very helpful.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to reach out to you specifically, what's the best way to do that?
They can call us 501-225-9045 or text that number. Again, you can go to that landing page, your401krollover.com. And we would love to help. I mean, that's what we do every day, and we've got a lot of happy clients. So
we love all the information you bring us, Gary. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, we'll have more Good Morning Arkansas after this break.